Hey everybody, welcome to the Love Yourself for Life 30-day video challenge, day 10. Today's topic is given to us by Gabriel Vallo again, and it is how can one develop unconditional love for themselves? This is a topic obviously that I'm very passionate about, as this is why I've created the group in the first place, Love Yourself for Life, because I feel like the power of self-love is really the key to happiness. And how to find it. There are 3 different things that I found in my life that have really made a huge difference, and they are being connected to a greater power, a source greater than myself. It is the concept of progression, and then also to be able to be gentler in the way that I look at other people, to be more forgiving and more tolerant. So I'll start with being connected to a greater power. Really, I feel like that when I began to find the strong self-love that I needed to be able to make the changes in my life that would take me away from an abusive relationship and take me out of that victim mentality and make me feel like I was empowered enough to be able to make the changes that I wanted, it was when I felt like I was loved by God, when I started to look at the blessings in my life and look at the different things and stop seeing them as just accidents or things that happen, but start really feeling like those were blessings meant for me. The way that people would call me when I needed somebody to talk to, the way that the sun would shine when I just really needed some warmth around me, the way that my children were born healthy, and so many different things that people could take for granted, people that could brush them off as coincidence or just something that happened, but not divine by nature. But when I chose to see things as divine by nature and to see them as blessings and to express gratitude for it, the more I felt joy in my life, and the more I started to feel like I am a daughter of God. He loves me and He blesses me, and because of that, I can't throw this gift of life back in His face by rejecting it and by being less than I was supposed to be. So that was huge for me. The other thing is, I feel like a concept of progression is something that is universal. I feel like there is a pull in every human being to be better and to grow, to have something to look forward to. And who looks forward to the same thing day in and day out? If you're going to be the same person tomorrow and a year from now and 10 years from now, eventually, what are you going to look forward to? How are you going to love that? There's no growth. There's nothing new. So as much as I think it's important to love yourself as you are, just as you are right now, I don't think that that's something that you can continue to do if you're not continuing to improve yourself. So don't use it as an excuse to become complacent and say, well, I love myself just the way I am, and that's all there is to it. You have to put more effort into it and love yourself enough to push yourself to grow. And the last thing is to be forgiving and tolerant and easier in the way that you judge and look at others. It's really easy to look at somebody, especially if you come from this negative mindset or in a judging, if you grew up in an environment where people tend to just judge others quickly. It's easy to look at people and look at flaws, to go, oh, that person is fat and they're lazy, or that person is stupid, or that person is low class or ignorant, or whatever it is. People make these snap decisions or snap opinions, right? They say you never get a second chance for a first impression, but you can if you choose to give a second, have that within yourself, right? To give somebody another chance to have that first impression, to look deeper and to say, okay, that's what I see on the surface, but what else is there? Look for the beauty in people. Have you ever noticed, if you just sit there and look at the features on a face and thought about what that person looked like as an infant, as a child, with rosy cheeks and gleaming eyes and being happy? What did that look like? What did it look like then? And to start to look at people with that. Look at the way they talk to other people. Are they kind? Are they gentle? Look at the way their shyness might be awkward and painful, but maybe they're letting somebody else go first, and maybe you just look at them as somebody that needs love. Just changing the way that you look at people will change the way you look at yourself. You will be able to change, and you will just automatically, if you start to look at people with more compassion and more love, purposely searching for their strengths and their greatness, you will begin to see that greatness within you, and you will look at yourself kinder. But not only that, those people that you begin to look at with that greater love and patience and tolerance and acceptance will reflect that same thing back to you. So what you get is not just you looking back at yourself kinder, but all of these other people looking at you kinder, less judging, less critical. And it just it just snowballs on itself. There's a tremendous amount of joy that comes from it. And between those three things, the love that you have for yourself can multiply on a daily basis. And it is a wonderful, powerful thing, because when you truly love yourself, the greatness that you can achieve, there's no limit to it.